Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing or Unplugged channel. We're just going to do a channel update today and what's going on in some of the videos that are coming. I've just finished that one there on Fuso F7 and Speed and Barrier for Soft 99. I've got to edit that this afternoon. It's going to take a few hours actually. That's all good. Over here you can see our lineup for the ceramic shampoos. So they're basically all ceramic shampoos or hybrid shampoo, atomic graphene shampoo, kind of, you know, modern shampoos with something in them. I haven't thought of the criteria for how we're going to test this, but I think it'll be interesting, won't it? We've got to look at cleaning power. Can they still clean well, any of these? Because I don't think these ceramic shampoos are particularly good at that. Because I'll talk about that more in the video, but I think you're limited a bit more with what you can do when you're adding siloxane in there, because it interferes with certain surfactants. So you have to, has to be a basic surfactant, I think, in there that doesn't interfere. And a lot of times they're not very thick. They don't contain all these complex surfactants that really foam up nicely, and the foam can disappear on them. They can be thin. So a cleaning test is going to be required, isn't it? Value for money, very relevant for these. I'm going to be going into cost per wash as always with these shampoos. I expect these to be, I think we were at 28p was a market average cost per wash for automotive shampoos when we tested a load of them. Ding. I'm expecting that cost per wash to be higher. You get the added benefit of putting the protection down at the same time. We'll look at gloss, which ones are the glossiest. We'll look at which ones bead the most, because people probably want that, maybe. Although it's debatable, isn't it? But I don't know. We've got to think about all this. We'll look at gloss. What else are we going to look at? Durability of the protective film that's left behind. Slickness are we interested in? Rinsability? I'm not sure. We've got ease of application will probably be on there. If any of them are difficult to rinse or leave streaky marks or whatever. So we'll have to do that. And then that will give us a pretty good comparison. Again, there will be a good emphasis on cost per wash. That will be very important because, you know, that gives us a mark of concentration. Always something that just jumped into my mind with the Turtle Wax product, very cheap. You know, relatively cheap, I don't know, I think it was like £9 or something. And you get this big bottle of shampoo, but then what's its concentration? So you can give away a lot of shampoo, but if it's only like a 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, and you're giving away loads of it, well, you're giving away more water. Now, I'm not saying they are doing that, but I'm just saying that goes through my head. And we need to capture that in the test. Value for money. So I want to know the sort of concentrations. Some of the brands are not good at, I want to know a ratio of usage. So how much do I use? And so it blows me away why they don't put that on there. You can put your cap full, you know, use 30 ml of product to 10 litres of water, put that in there, whatever, but just put a ratio somewhere on every product as a standard. So if they do like 1 to 2,000, I know how much I can work out how much to use exactly. If it's a 1 to 500, I can work out exactly how to use. They don't like to do that. I hate it when they say use X amount of capfuls and stuff like that, especially when they've got wonky caps that you don't really want to be taking off a cap like this, you know, and filling it up with a liquid, because it then all fills up in your cap, and then when you put your cap back on, it all goes over the side of the bottle, and you've got a slimy, horrible bottle. So then I have to measure the cap, see how much liquid is in the cap, and learn that, and write that on the bottle, and then use that amount in another little dispenser next time, because that's the type of guy I am. So I'll pick up on all that. These are the things that go through my head. What goes through your head when you're looking at ceramic shampoos? So there we go. That's the lineup. 11 good products there. I think it's a really solid lineup, actually. We just want to get the big brands in. We want to get the American brands in. Because, you know, for our American brethren that watch this channel, there's a few of you, I know. We obviously want to get our UK channels, UK detailing companies in there. We've got Angel Wax, Built Amber, Auto Glim, Carbon Collective, bit of a wild card one. I like the Chemical Guys branding. The G-Wash should be good. Their shampoo is good. Valet Pro, I always like to get them in there. They're quite good, aren't they? They're a good brand. Valet Pro, good. Got potential. Anyway, that's that's ceramic shampoos. My cough's getting better. I'm getting better, slowly, but still very slowly. Still a little bit of croakiness in my voice. Still feeling a little hoarse. What else is going on, guys? Lots of stuff other than that. We just finished off a video reviewing that, which I thought was a first-class product. That is, that's made it to the shelf. I'm keeping that. That's bloody good. That is really good. Really good ceramic SiO2, should I say, graphene water-based spray sealant. Really good. Does a lot, that product. Everything. That's probably maybe a 5-star product, in my opinion. Most of them were good, but that does everything. That ticks all the boxes. Just a little bit pricey, but okay. There's always a downside, isn't there? Yeah, huge thank you to all of the people that sponsor the channel, which is something I should really do a dedicated video to thank all of the people that have ever sponsored Forensics Detailing channel, because that keeps it going. So who do I need to thank? Well, in recent times, Vax and Soft 99, and they're the ones that I've been doing more with in the last 12 months, I think. Going back beyond that, Ava, Rupes, Gion, Built Hamber. We did some stuff years ago with Turtle Wax. I must be forgetting one. It's going to kill me. I'm forgetting. I hate to forget. I think that's all of them. Rupes, Ava, Vax, Soft 99, Gion, Built Hamber. If I've forgotten anyone, huge apologies, but I think that's it. Yeah, doing YouTube at the moment, which is another thing I'll probably put in the title, the death of long format videos. I'm just checking I'm still recording. Yeah, the death of long format. So on YouTube is having to divide its views over long format landscape videos and short format portrait videos. Now, the biggest chunk of the viewing market wants to view shorter format in a portrait format. TikTok, Instagram Reels, and now YouTube Shorts, and Facebook as well. But Facebook video is a bit duff, at least to use. I don't know if that's what people watch. But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Now, TikTok became very popular because what it did, if you wanted to be a content creator prior to TikTok, you had to have camera equipment, editing equipment, microphones, all sorts of equipment, and building a video requires you to film, edit, and all this stuff, and it's consuming. So not a lot of people were doing social media, but a sort of like hardcore set of people that were on YouTube really filming stuff and building channels. And that was great while it lasted. What TikTok did was, give you portrait content, but the portrait content you're viewing, very quick content, it allowed you to make your version of it. So if something silly came up, we talked about this before, like a trending audio, like the Blue Monday song, dun 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 dun, and then the karate chop, pew, and two people doing that, and you see that, and then TikTok was like, make your version of it. So what that basically did was turn more people that watched content on TikTok into content creators. Wherever the content creator lives is where the content lives. So TikTok grew because it's more fun to have a go at making content yourself, but without having the overhead of all that filming and creativity and having to talk and present. But the downside is TikTok is kind of known as being a low quality kind of venue, isn't it? I'm not on TikTok. I've created an account. There's about another 10 forensic detailing channels on TikTok. using my logo and stripped off loads of my content. So I didn't even know. But I've just created a forensic detail. It might be official or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not really planning on doing TikTok. It's just a platform too far for an old guy like me. Anyway, that changed the landscape, and Instagram Reels gave you the ability to rehash other viral content that you'd see and do your version of it. So that when viral things sweep through the planet, you can do your version of it. And because it's funny, it's already gone viral, so the formula, the recipe's right, you've got a good chance of actually getting some good views. The downside for a content creator like me that's old school from YouTube is I don't do that sort of content. I would get billions more views or millions more views if one of these viral trends comes along, dun, 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 pew, pew, I would do that. You'd get a much bigger chance of going viral. Or just doing all of the viral short content, portrait content that you see within the detailing sphere, just do that. It's probably wheel cleaning, snow foaming, mashing up, dirty interiors and all that sort of stuff, just very quickly with the viral trending music, which is where it's going. That's the way it's going. So YouTube has changed, and it's created shorts, and it's got a disclaimer in shorts where you can tick, and that allows people to use your content. So YouTube protected you from people taking your content and hashed it, but it realizes it needs to allow that in order to compete. So it's a big change, because it's penalizing content creators, and it's the promotion of content creators that actually just take content from other people and follow viral trends, which will lower the standard. What suffers from that is creative content creators. You'll notice now the big, massive channels, social media channels, nothing to do with detailing, whatever they do, a lot of those guys will watch viral content and they'll rehash it, and they might green screen and put themselves over the top doing a reaction video, or they'll just change it. They'll take that viral concept, take that footage and just tweak it slightly, republish it and go viral. And that's the way it's all going. So it's a shame, really. In very simple terms, though, YouTube is splitting its views between long format and short format now as well. So long format views, there's less eyeballs on it. So that's having a big effect on traditional YouTube content creation. So yeah, without sponsors to take up the slack of that, there would be no channel. There's no doubt about that. So I'm able to survive tougher times because of that. So I'm very grateful to those companies that I've worked with in the past that make doing this possible. So there you go. God, this is killing my throat. So that's some of the challenges that I face. I would do more views on social media if I didn't create any content, if I just took it and rehashed it. And there are platforms, there's platforms that do that. They don't make any content, they just take other people's. I always think, though, that is a pretty uncreative way to work, and that doesn't sound too appealing to me. But everything we do on the channel, typically we create, which is cool. So yeah, look at this creation right here. Look at that. Look at that. That's creative. Other than that, guys, update on the Porsche. I'm waiting for that. That's November. That was the date that Barnsport said to me. And that was great for me because it allows me to save, and I'm still trying to save up all the money to pay for the engine rebuild. So it's great. So I've just compartmentalised that. Come November, I'll have my Porsche back with an amazing engine. And in the meantime, get saving. And I'm trying to get all that money put aside to get the engine fixed. I'm really missing driving the Porsche. Although I'm loving, it's restoring my love of my beautiful E36, which I really love. This needs a few little bits and pieces doing. I think it needs a new steering rack, and I might put in a slightly faster rack off of the E36, E46, a purple, what's it called? Purple something rack, purple speed rack or something. Just a slightly faster rack, but I don't know. I'll speak to BMR about that, see what they recommend. But I think it needs a new rack. I might, yeah. Drives pretty good. Drives pretty good. There's a whole load of little jobs that I think I need to write down on this. Might need to get the thermostat checked out as well. Long term, perhaps a full new exhaust system on it would be really nice. I've just got the altered back box, which is quite nice. It was a little cheap way of doing it. It's not a bad sound, but it's not great. I want it a bit more raspy, a bit more revvy. It's a bit drony, but it does get a little bit burble, which is good. Yeah, I think I need to have a word with Ram at some point as well, see if he's up for doing this seat again, because following my trip to Switzerland, like my sweaty kind of back was sticking to the seat, and it was like ripping all of the paint off down to the leather, like all of the paint, all the old dead factory paint. It's been painted a few times, like Ram did it years ago, and then I had to paint it again without any top coat after that, which probably hasn't helped. So yeah, that seat, the alarm's going to go off. That seat really needs refinishing again. The other one's fine. Could I, if I'm lucky, I could maybe find a set of beige Vaders somewhere. That would be nice. Or retrim both of those front seats. That could be a good option. Don't know. All money though, isn't it? At the moment, every penny I've got is going into the pot to fix my 996 engine, which is great because I can't track. That's going to be my track car, hopefully, if I don't blow it up again. Got a feeling I might blow it up again. Yeah, and I'm really missing it, actually. I'm missing the Porsche. The BMWs are, you know, these BMW, this era is BMW at its best, I think, around that sort of time, like the E30, 325, M-Tech Sport, you know, that I'd love to have one of those. I love these. Then E46s, which I've done. I've ticked the E46 box. I just prefer, I think the 36 is just a little bit more fun than an E46, and it's a bit rarer, and it's just a bit, when you got one in nice condition, I think it's just a little bit more special, you know. And this is lovely to have this car. It's in really good nick, isn't it? Especially for an old banger that's done 150,000 miles. Yeah. Well, is this going to need an engine rebuild at some point? If not already, but the engine seems so good on these. It's just like indestructible. So yeah, things are all good. After the ceramics shampoos, I'm probably going to look at doing a waterless wash shootout. We've done them before, but with limited, like there was only sort of like 4 or 5 real main concentrate and real main contenders, concentrated waterless washes, which is what I want, you know. And now there's a lot. They've all sort of drilled into that market. There may be about like 10 that you might want to hear about, like obviously O&R and McKee's. Autoglym have got one now. I don't think Maguire's have got a concentrate. I think Geon have just bought one out. CarPro have obviously got one. DIY Detail, I think, have got one. P&S have got one. Labco Cosmetica have got one. So we could have a really good test there. They're just not so popular in the UK. So, you know, most people will be like, oh, I don't really care about that video because I don't really use them. I wash it with detergent. But I'm sort of semi-interested. That's usually enough to trigger me to do it. Might look at ceramic coatings again at one stage, but that's a lot of work, and there's a lot of them on the market, isn't there? So other than that, guys, let me know in the comments if there's any individual products that you would like to see me take a look at. I'm quite fussy nowadays. I'm quite fussy because I've been there, done it, and, you know, scribed the book on it, and then been there and done it again another 5,000 times over the last 10 years. So I'm a bit more fussy than you. When I hear in the comments, you've got to check this one out. It's amazing. Over the course of the 10 years of being asked that, I've quickly come to the realization that they're not amazing. They're all pretty good. Amazing 5-star for me is a rare thing, you know. So I don't wave the gladioli. Don't wave the gladioli, as you hear me saying that often. And it's important not to wave the gladioli all the time until you get a real stonker. By doing that and explain to people why you're waving the gladioli on a particular product, if they then go to use it and they're like, yeah, I can see it, yeah. What you're saying matches my experience, it's a 5-star product, then that's what you need to do. You can't do it with everything. So, and yeah, everything doesn't merit it, does it? There's usually flaws. It's usually tiny little things that you could almost say are personal preference and stuff. But there's no personal preference over certain things that work. And when I go through and test stuff on certain criteria, every now and then a product will just, it will tick all the boxes and you're like, done. Yeah, I'm looking at that bead coat when I say that. That's a Colonite product. I thought it was really good. There we go. I will see you soon on the channel. Do not forget to subscribe and take care. Doug.